Behold the 72 demons of Solomon. Meet Vual number 47, out of 72. Vual is a great duke of hell, a mighty demon of seductive guile and ancient wisdom. When summoned from the shadows, he first appears as a towering dromedary camel, its single hump silhouetted against a haze of desert heat. His camel form moves with an eerie grace, padded feet stirring no sound, eyes glowing like embers in the dark. But this is only the beginning of Vual's revelation. At the conjurer's command, the beastly shape shifts into a man, tall, rugged, exuding an exotic aura from bygone eras. In some forbidden grimoires, it's written that his human guise bears a lion's head, a proud mane framing a face with predatory golden eyes. Whether handsome devil or lion-headed lord, Vual's presence is one of awe and danger, radiating an alluring menace that draws you in even as it chills your blood. When Vual speaks, his voice emerges deep and resonant, reverberating with an otherworldly timbre. It slithers through the air in an imperfect ancient Egyptian tongue, as if echoing from a long-lost temple. His words roll slowly, broken by strange accents and sibilant tones, yet they captivate those who listen. There is a hypnotic quality to his speech, each syllable both a promise and a threat. Within that voice of seduction lies the rustle of shifting sands and the hiss of a distant serpent. It is the voice of a demon who has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, now offering that knowledge in riddles and half-truths. As a duke commanding 38-7 infernal legions, Vual holds great status in the demonic hierarchy. His powers are as enticing as they are treacherous. Foremost, he grants love where none existed, igniting the spark of passion or friendship in the coldest of hearts. He can cause women and men to fall madly in love and even reconcile the fiercest of enemies, turning foes into friends with a mere whisper of enchantment. Under Vual's influence, anger evaporates, hatred mellows, replaced by the illusion of affection. In his domain, even warring rivals might suddenly embrace as brethren. But beware. The love he kindles is a bewitchment, an illusion delicately woven. It is said these bonds are but spider webs, silken to the touch, yet easily torn to shreds, leaving hearts more entangled in ruin than before. Vual is also a knower of secrets. He offers knowledge of the past, present, and future to those who dare seek it. Like a dark oracle, he can recount events long gone, whisper truths of the present, and even unveil visions of what is yet to come. Many a sorcerer, thirsty for forbidden knowledge, has sought Vual's counsel to glimpse fate's design, yet what he reveals often twists the mind. The past he divulges can haunt with regret, the present truths he gives can manipulate and mislead, and the future visions he offers are blurred by deception. In Vual's hands, prophecy becomes a weapon, a double-edged sword that can guide or betray. Those who listen may find their decisions guided into the very doom they hoped to avoid, for Vual's knowledge is never a gift freely given. It is bait. He shows you what you want to see, only to bind you in the chains of that desire. All these gifts, love, friendship, foresight, make Vual a tempting spirit to summon for the ambitious and the desperate. His sigil, a complex swirl of interlocking lines and curves, serves as the key to call him forth from the abyss. Drawn in blood or etched in dark ink, the sigil is an occult gateway, a pact symbol between mortal and demon. Many who trace those lines on parchment or stone do so with trembling hands, blinded by their own yearning. They see in it a means to an end, a way to bend hearts or peer beyond the veil of time. But they often forget that to invite Vual is to invite a master of illusion, and desire one who weaves lies as easily as breathing. What begins as a hopeful petition can end as a nightmare, a lesson written in ashen blood. There is a cautionary tale often told in hushed tones by aging occultists, a grim warning about seeking peace through Vual's brand of love. In a time long past, two mighty lords were locked in a bitter war that drenched the land in blood. Their hatred seemed endless, and despair gripped the people. Desperate to end the carnage, a sorcerer king sought out Vual's aid. Under a moonless sky, he stood in the ruins of an ancient temple, the air thick with incense and dread, as he painted Vual's sigil on the cold stone floor. By the flicker of black candles, he chanted forbidden incantations. With a howling wind and the stench of sulfur, Vual arrived, first as a towering camel stepping from swirling sands that materialized within the temple halls, then unfurling into the shape of a darkly robed man with a lion's visage. The sorcerer, heart-pounding, bowed and made his plea. "Grant me the power to turn enemies into friends. Let love quell the hate between these warring lords, so that peace may finally reign." Vual listened, his lion-like eyes narrowing shrewdly. With a grin curling on inhuman lips, the demon agreed to fulfill this wish. He stretched out a clawed hand and cast a grand illusion over the feuding nobles. The two enemy lords woke the next day, with their hearts mysteriously transformed. Lifelong bitterness melted away. In its place bloomed affection and brotherhood. Each lord suddenly regarded the other as his dearest friend. By week's end, they swore oaths of peace. Their armies laid down arms in astonishment as the two rivals embraced and celebrated a newfound alliance. The kingdom rejoiced. The sorcerer watched from the shadows, a triumphant smile on his face, believing he had saved his people through the miracle of demon-granted love. Yet as seasons turned, the demon's price began to manifest. The love Vual had sown was unnatural, a creeping poison beneath the surface of cordial smiles. Whispers of doubt slithered through the minds of the two lords, planted by Vual's subtle manipulations. One lord began to dream nightly of betrayal, glimpsing a frightening vision of the future, in which his once enemy-turned friend raised a dagger against him. In another castle, the other lord awoke in a sweat, having seen a phantom of the past, a memory of the sorcerer whispering with his rival in secret. These visions were Vual's doing, half-truths and lies, calculated to fester paranoia. Trust crumbled. Under the illusion of friendship lay a trap of jealousy and fear. The first lord, convinced his ally would eventually turn on him, struck preemptively. The second, betrayed and enraged, retaliated with fury. On a quiet autumn night, the fragile peace shattered. A banquet meant to celebrate their alliance turned into a bloodbath as the two rulers fell upon each other with sword and dagger, each blinded by demonic delusion. In the chaos that ensued, their guards and knights also drew blades, confusion giving way once more to carnage. The war ignited anew, fiercer and more vengeful than ever, fueled by the bitterness of broken trust. The land, which had briefly known hope, was now cursed with deeper despair. From a distant hill under the cold starlight, the Sorcerer King watched his grand plan collapse. Horror gripped him as he realized the extent of Vual's deception. What he thought was a blessing was in truth a curse. The demon had given him exactly what he'd asked for, and then made it unravel into something far worse. The sorcerer's heart, once filled with lofty ambition, sank into remorse and dread. In his ears he could almost hear an echo of Vual's laughter on the wind, a low rumble of amusement at mortal folly. That night, the sorcerer returned to his sanctum and found the sigil of Vual he had drawn now cracked and burnt into the stone floor, as if seared by hellfire. His fate remains unknown. Some say he went mad with guilt, others that Vual claimed his soul in the end. But the lesson of his story lives on. The peace won by demonic love was but an illusion, destined to shatter, leaving only ruin. Thus is Vual's true nature revealed. He is a master of illusion and desire, a demon who cloaks destruction in the guise of love and enlightenment. His symbolic nature is that of a mirage, like an oasis that shimmers beguilingly before a dying traveler, only to vanish upon approach. Vual's promises evaporate to reveal only sand and skulls beneath. He is the tempter of forbidden knowledge, offering prophetic truths but always at a cost, dangling the forbidden fruit of wisdom that twists those who taste it. He is the weaver of deception, binding free will with threads of compulsion and lust, then watching as his puppets dance toward their doom. In the end, Vual stands as both a seductive promise and a dire warning. He embodies the peril of giving in to easy desires, the wish for effortless love, instant peace, or secret knowledge without sacrifice. Under his influence, what seems like a dream come true becomes a nightmare. Love turns to obsession, knowledge becomes confusion, and friends revert to enemies in a haze of betrayal. And through it all, Duke Vual smiles with that ancient cunning, feeding on the chaos he has wrought. So heed this warning as you contemplate the 47th demon of Solomon. Vual may approach with the guise of a peacemaker or oracle, but his gifts are poisoned chalices. To summon him is to invite a beautiful lie, a silken illusion that will inevitably unravel and ensnare you in its deadly whirl. In that unraveling, Vual's true reward is claimed, the despair of the human heart. Be wary of the desert mirage of demon love and the whispers of false prophecy. For Vual, great Duke of Hell, remains ever eager to seduce the unwary soul, binding you with desire and knowledge unearned, only to drag you down into the eternal sands of damnation.